Hello and a very warm welcome to this week's Friday Tech Roundup. I'm Ellie and I will be delivering this week's tech news. Here we go. Number one, whilst I wouldn't call myself a football fan by any stretch, I did find myself on Sunday night cheering on the England boys and then sharing in the emotion as we lost to Italy in the penalty shootouts. Now, what should have been remembered as a triumph of teamwork actually turned into a vile display of online abuse, and quite rightly there has been a call for social media companies to stamp down on users hiding behind anonymous accounts by introducing legal identification. Now, whilst ID verification might seem like a logical solution, Adam Smith, a journalist at The Independent, argues that it would give platforms more power without actually fixing the problem. Let us know what you think in the comments. Number two, Revolut became Britain's biggest ever fintech after raising £577 million in new fundraising led by two major global investors. The deal will transform Revolut into one of the most valuable fintech companies ever launched in Europe and worth 6 times more than it was a year ago. Number three, Microsoft has popped up twice this week. The first was to announce Windows 365, a new subscription-based cloud PC product where users can stream Windows devices from anywhere. This will be available for business customers of all sizes next month. The second piece of news was to warn Windows 10 users about a critical update warning after the company's new Windows 10 Patch Tuesday update revealed fixes for an eye-opening 117 security holes. 103 of those flaws are classified as important, 13 are deemed critical, and out of those critical there are 4 which are under active attack by hackers. We've dropped both links to both of those articles in the comments below. Number 4, a new study suggests that 83% of UK software engineers suffer burnout, with COVID-19 making it worse. Junaid Ali, the computer scientist who commissioned the survey, found that an increase in digitalization was the main factor. It was also suggested that burnout could be linked to cycle time and an increase in pressure for engineer teams to deploy ideas into production to get feedback from real-world users as fast as they can. Whilst the report doesn't show any evidence of a link between short cycle times and an increase in burnout, the report did flag some holes with how the psychological safety of teams is prioritised and factored into agile ways of working. Now, if you feel that you yourself might be at risk of burnout, I've dropped a link to a keynote our engineer Ali Hill delivered at DevOps Days Edinburgh in 2019. It's amazing how relevant this talk still is today, and hopefully it will help some of you see that you're not alone and also give you some actionable steps that you can take to prevent experiencing something similar. Number 5, Netflix snaps up former EA Oculus exec to lead its video game efforts with an eye towards offering an Apple Arcade or Xbox Game Pass-like subscription bundle. First reported by Bloomberg, the streaming company has hired Mike Verdu as Vice President of Game Development, reporting to COO Greg Peters. According to Bloomberg, Netflix could offer games right next to its other streaming content as early as next year, listed as a new genre just like documentaries or anything else, without charging extra for the experience. Whilst an example of bringing the experience to the customer, it'll be interesting to see if avid Netflix users are as excited for gaming as they are for film and TV series, or if this is just a way to broaden their product offerings to attract new customers and diversify their portfolio. That's all the pieces that made the official top 5. However, we couldn't not get through this session without mentioning Richard Branson's first tourist trip to space, and also congratulate Manchester for being crowned the biggest tech hub outside of the UK capital. In other news, the peeling back the plasters on CX1 Year on webinar on Wednesday was a triumph, and I am still amazed at how much they managed to squeeze into those 60 minutes. We will be sharing a link to the recording as soon as we can. I am also super excited to announce that the DevOps Playground have announced their next session, taking place on July 29th, and taking users on a Terraform deep dive. As always, the sessions are free and open to all, so do make sure to register. Just look out for the little panda icon in the comments below. Other than that, I hope you've enjoyed this week's episode of the Friday Tech Roundup, and we look forward to catching up with you next week with more tech news. Take care.